everyone, it's Rita. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around and decide to subscribe. All you need to do is hit the red button so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. I do film twice or post twice a week about cruelty-free beauty, makeup, skincare, a little bit of lifestyle. So if that's something that sounds like you would like, definitely consider subscribing. So anyway, for today, I wanted to come up with the makeup look that I've been really loving lately. So whenever I'm in a rush, whenever I'm gonna be filming and I am not gonna be doing like a makeup video, I'm like doing a haul or just something else, this is a makeup that I go for. For my Instagram, to film the reels, it's just been my go-to for this kind of like more hotter months. Very easy, very fast. Just whenever those days that I don't want to think about my makeup and just throwing something that I know it's gonna look good, this is what I've been going for. So if you want to see how I got this look, then please keep on watching. Primer, I'm going to start with my Too Faced Hangover Rx. I've been using this for some time and I really love it. I would definitely see myself repurchasing this. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand and I'm just going to apply it everywhere. My skin is more drier right now on the kind of like late spring summer. It's not as dry, but I still always like to have a good moisturizing primer before I go on with my foundation. And sometimes I'll also go with some kind of more glowy primer, which I will be doing today. I just can't not do it. Most of the times if I'm in a rush, I'll just go for this one and then just foundation, but it really doesn't take much to also add a glowy one. For my second primer, not really considered a primer, it's just called the Instant Soft Focus Beauty Flash. So this one is the Wonder Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. I like to use this mostly as a primer, but sometimes I'll also go with this one mixed with my foundation if I'm using a more liquid foundation, which I'm not gonna be doing today. That's why I didn't really mix anything. But yeah, I'm just going to apply this everywhere on my skin like a normal primer, and I'm using my fingers. And this just feels a little bit more hydrating on my skin and it gives that extra glow. It's not going to be as glowy as other primers that I have, like the Rare Beauty, that's like very glowy one, or even that Charlotte Tilbury that's like the 2-in-1, kind of like a highlighter and primer. It's not as intense highlighty or glowy, but it still leaves your skin, you can tell right there, like it's still very glowy. Like I can move my face around and you can see that beautiful glow, kind of like more natural, I would say. Foundation is something that I always like to rotate, but lately I've been loving my Derma Blend. This one is the Cover Cream. I've got mine in the shade Golden Beige. So it might seem a little bit dark for me right now, but actually works perfect whenever I'm sort of like in a rush or whenever I don't know what to do with my foundation or I just really don't want to think about it. I'll just throw this one in because not only is perfect for my face, like the color, but it also works so good as my concealer, so I don't have to go on and find a concealer to also wear. So whenever I use this foundation, it gives me that one tone across my face without the need of concealer. So whenever I'm in a rush, this is something that I would pick instead of a different foundation. For my powder, I am using and loving, I don't know why I look at that bottom if there's nothing there. This is the Besame Cosmetics from the Marilyn Monroe collection. There is not a prettier compact ever. This is so adorable. So I'm just gonna use this to cover mainly where I put the concealer, but not really, but like the foundation that I use to cover the white patches, because I definitely don't want that to be moving throughout the day. One downside of using the Cover Cream, and I say downsize, not really a downsize because it doesn't really bother me, but it can get, if you have oily skin, you will definitely need to set it with powder like your entire face. Since it is starting to get a little bit hotter now, I will be setting like my T-zone like you just saw I did, just to ensure that I don't get greasy throughout the day. Not that I really do much, but since this is a cream product and it is very hot right now, I always like to set my T-zone, just to make sure that it's not gonna move around and I'm not gonna have like, you know, just the foundation not looking too oily. For my finishing under eye powder, I'm gonna go for Turn Up the Light by Too Faced. I'm going to apply this on my under eye. I love this powder. This is very reminiscent of those finishing powders by Hourglass. So I do want to invest in one of those, but they are so expensive. So I might just wait until the next Sephora sale. I think that's where I'm gonna pick it up. But anyway, I'm just applying this all over around the eyes. I would normally do this just all the time, and whatever's left, I just bring it down around my nose and mouth area. That's where I would usually wear my concealer. So I just kind of like have the habit, even though I didn't wear concealer right now as a concealer, I still like to always do this. Next product has been in my collection for a while now, but I honestly love this bronzer. I feel like whenever I don't have time to think about my makeup and I just want to throw in something that I know I'm gonna love and it's gonna look awesome, this is what I go for. So this is my Sweetheart bronzer by Too Faced. It's been around for a very long time, and I believe this is the only shade that they have. And I love how it's not like a shimmering bronzer, but it's not matte. It just has kind of like a faint of, I don't know, beautiful dimension. I really, really love it. And I just stuck hairs on my forehead. So there we go. So yeah, it just bronzes your face in a most beautiful way. I really, really love it. So I'm just gonna apply it where I would normally kind of like contour and bronze in one. And down here on my jawline. So now let's move on with the blush. I'm just bouncing my brush and you can see how much pigment that has. I want to go in the back of my hand and kind of like look at that color. It's so pretty. Just so I don't end up looking too blushy. And I like to start applying this, kind of like moving to the back of my face to create that more elevated look. That's what I've been loving with my blush lately. I just like to apply it more on the top part of my cheeks to make my face look a bit more like, not elevated, but you know what, I can't think of the word, but more, you know what I'm trying to say, more like that. I can't think of the word. So anyway, let's go ahead and apply this, and you can see I put a little too much in there. So let me remove some. I can always fix it, come back with my foundation brush, which is what I'm gonna do. I got a little excited there. So this one looks perfect. So I think we're good now. And again, putting in a couple more on the top here to lift my face. There we go. I couldn't think of the word. Just to lift my face a little bit more. In just a little bit, we're gonna be doing some eyeshadow, which not really eyeshadow. We're gonna do the oldest trick in the book. So we're gonna go for the same bronzer that I used, which was the Too Faced. And again, whenever I just want makeup to be easy, fast, and look good, I'll just incorporate the same bronzer that I used. So in this case, we're just gonna use the same one, the Sweethearts, and I'm just going to throw my brush kind of like in between two of them. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm just going to throw this in my crease just to create a little bit of more dimension on the eyes. Just on the crease, kind of like very, very liberal back and forth. Again, this is just gonna be one of those looks that whenever I don't have much time or I just want everything to look good without a lot of effort, this is what I go. If I were in a real hurry, I would just leave it as is and then just throw in some mascara. But if I have a little bit more time to spare, I would use whatever highlight I'm using, which again lately it's been this one. And just with my finger, I'm just going to run this on my lid. And this is perfect to do this because again, it has sort of like a bit of a pink hue to it. So it just works so good on the lid. So same situation, if I have a little bit of time to spare, I would go with an eyeliner. The ones that I've been loving lately has been kind of like between these two. So this one is the Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Pillow Talk, which is such a beautiful kind of like everyday reddish brown. But for today, I'm gonna go for the NYX Golden Bronze. This one is something that I would actually go by itself, like if I am gonna do no eyeshadow but I just want to throw in something on my eyes, I would go for this one and then lots of mascara. It looks so pretty. So I did end up just kind of like pulling just a little bit the eyeliner, not like entirely a wing, but just a baby wing. All done with the eyeliner, so let's move on with mascara. I'm gonna be using the Marc Jacobs at Lashed. So the eyes are all finished. Now let's move on with the brows. So I'm gonna be using my beloved Anastasia Brow Freeze, and somehow I like to mix this one. Really only because of the spoolie. I really need to get a spoolie. But I like actually how this worked together. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this on the brows. So the brow freeze is all done, and right now they don't have any color. I will go on, you can see I do like them to be very feathery. So after it kind of like dries up, I use the brow pomade. I've got mine in the shade Ebony, which is the darker shade. So while we leave the brows to dry, I'm gonna go with the lipstick. Lipstick is something really that varies in what I wear depending on my mood, depending on what clothing I'm wearing, just depending on what I'm feeling for that day. For today though, and for the most part, I've been really loving this lipstick. This is by Rare Beauty in the shade Motivate. This is the matte lip cream. I just really like it. It goes on very smooth. So anyway, let's go ahead and apply this. I feel like this line or the next ones as well give you that kind of like bloated lip almost. Very, very pretty. They're gonna dry down to a matte, but it's more of like a souffle matte, very comfortable on the lips, and you still have a lot of give compared to like a liquid lipstick, if that makes sense. So I really, really love it. I definitely see myself getting more of the shades. I only have two at this moment, but this is something that I would actually like to have more shades. They're very versatile, very easy to use. Even if you don't apply any lip liner like I did this time, they go on very smooth and they stay in the lines, they don't bleed. Very, very comfortable formula. I think it's time to move on for the brows. I think they're mostly dry. So let's go ahead and use the dip brow. I do need to get a new one. This is starting to get a bit drier. So I'm just gonna do it real quick because I take forever. So I'm just gonna show you real quick what I do, but then I'm gonna finish them up off camera because again, it's a lengthy process. Now makeup is fully done, and again, this is just a makeup that I've been enjoying lately. So easy and so fast. Like if I'm not talking and going through the makeup, this will take me tops 10 minutes. So this is something that you can throw in super easy, and I promise you're gonna love whatever products you have in hand. This is just such an easy way to get a full makeup look without investing too much time or even using too many products. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the red button then here to subscribe before you leave, and so you can come back and see more of my videos. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!